Welcome to Peter and Ruffy's Football Show here on STV. The main talking points on tonight's programme. And Budge sets out the targets, goals and ambitions for Ian Cathro and Hearts at the club's AGM today. Celtic can go 14 points clear if they can defeat Partick Thistle in the Premiership tonight. And congratulations to Ray McKinnon. He's the Championship Manager of the Month for November. OK, Alan Ruff is alongside me. Of course, we'll be talking football. We'll be 2 days away from specials, Ruffy, and of course the winter shutdown on the horizon.
Yep, I have to say I think everybody looks forward to the specials. I think all the specials we've had in the past have been fantastic, and I think these ones won't be any different.
Yep, I don't think too many people will be disappointed with some of the great interviews we've got lined up on the programme, and of course then after that, Ruffy, it's going to be such a long time that we're apart. I mean, we've had a full season of 2016, you and me together.
Yes, it's going to be a break, maybe 3 weeks, you know, but sometimes partnerships need a break because it gets very tense sometimes. You might not see it on air, but I mean, there's a lot going on.
Oh, it's there. It's there. You're absolutely right. 3 weeks without you, Ruffy, it will be difficult. OK, let's crack on. And Budge, the AGM, it was, sometimes there can be stormy affairs. This one, far from it. This is one of those AGMs where you just walk in with your, your chest puffed out and your head held high.
Yeah, they certainly are, and the supporters are bought into everything that's happening at the clubs, which is good. You know, they're helping financially as well. You know, obviously the last couple of results haven't been great, but I think the AGM just came at the right time.
Yep, and of course the owner has been talking to the Hearts fans who were there at the AGM to just obviously highlight a number of things that she has and the board has in place for the future for Hearts.
Argue, or would probably say the same himself. You know, in terms of setting targets, he knows what the targets are. He's completely bought into them, and so yes. You know, it's not rocket science. We want to finish as high as we can in the league. We want to have a good cup run, and ideally we want to be in Europe. We all, you know, we're all striving for that, and I know that Ian is perfectly comfortable with it.
So there it is. The Hearts manager has bought into the plans that they have, and he now has to deliver, Ruffy.
Yeah, he certainly has, and it's she just said there that she wants an improvement a year on year, and obviously a good cup run, a cup final would be great. But I think they really do want to be second in that league. I think everything had been going that way until they changed managers. Obviously, it's drifted a wee bit just now, but they want to get back to that second place.
Yeah, he will get money in the January transfer window, which he would have been well aware of before this AGM anyway.
Yeah, I think they identified they needed maybe 2 or 3 players, maybe let a couple go. It'll be interesting again to see where his contacts take him. Obviously he's been with a few clubs abroad and down in England, so I think the Hearts fans might get a wee surprise in January with the players that he brings in.
Yeah, and over and above that, January is going to be a big call on Callum Patterson. Now, Hearts have said today that they won't let him go for anything less than a 7-figure sum. So if anybody comes in with $1 million, they might get him.
Yeah, I think so. I think there must be clubs out there impressed with what he's done, you know, particularly this season. I think he's got better and better, obviously getting into the Scottish squad as well. He handled himself for the time that he was on the park very, very well. And I think a million round about there, maybe add on something like that, and there certainly will be clubs down in England will be interested in that deal. Yeah,
strangely enough, it's just a drop in the ocean to some of these clubs now, Ruffy.
Yeah, it is. I mean, even if it wasn't to work, you know, it's not a big loss. The way that they're spending money down there. I mean, 5 or 6 million is nothing. But certainly it's a lot of money to Hearts if they could get the £1 million. Obviously with the stand getting built, it just goes towards everything that they're doing.
Yep, and she does highlight the fact that the club has no plans to go into debt to fund the £12 million development. I think they're working furiously in the background with the fans regularly coming, 16,000 at the home games, and of course private investors as well. That they will be able to fund that, well, at least each phase of it as it goes along.
Yeah, I think that's the good thing about Hearts. They've learned from their mistakes. You know, they're not going to go back to where they were. I think everybody remembers these days with the administrator and everything in there and the players players not being paid. It's very, very encouraging that the Hearts are now on that looking upwards rather than backwards, and they look as if they're a club that's very, very stable.
Yeah, and over and above that, Ruffy, I think the key element here, and this is going to be an interesting one to see how many actually come through over the next few years, but they reiterated the desire to develop their academy stars. It'll be interesting to see. Hearts, for me, when I was a young reporter in Edinburgh, were famed for developing their own talent, bringing through a conveyor belt of great young players that were there, that regularly burst into the first team and actually got some really good moves as well.
Yeah, I think that's unfortunate. There's a lot of clubs, not just Hearts, they're taking their eye off the ball, we're bringing lots of foreigners in, and sometimes when you do that, you take your eye off the academy. I think they're all now realising that it's crucial to get 2 or 3 young players in. You're thinking of the money that they're going to save if they can churn 2 or 3 out, and I think that's what not only Hearts will be doing, but all the other clubs.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's hear now from Christy Elliott, because this is obviously a big game tonight for Celtic. They're still trying to go unbeaten throughout the season. This would be number 21, but they're playing a number of academy stars. I think Partick Thistle's Christy Elliott keen to try and set their name in the record books, as well as the team that stopped Celtic trying to go through the entire season undefeated.
From the positives from it, we did create a number of opportunities which were kind of built from that, and everyone come off the pitch still happy. Obviously we got the point. It's a massive point at Tynecastle. It's a hard place to go, where we just need to try and take this confidence into Parkhead tomorrow. We've got a few big games coming up with kind of Ross County after the Celtic game, and it's teams around us which are very similar. We're kind of 1-2 points, and as you say, 2 or 3 wins, you're in the top 6, so it shows how close the league is. But as you say, it would be brilliant for us to get off the bottom of the table for Christmas, yeah.
Well, they need the points, Ruffy. They're only a point adrift at the bottom. I think, they've received a fair bit of credit from us over the last couple of weeks watching them. They play good football. They just haven't been able to convert it into goals and then wins. No,
but I think the Tynecastle result and the performance will be encouraging. The players will come away from there not overconfident of going to Parkhead and causing maybe an upset, but I think they'll go there tonight. I think they'll beat the Parkhead before and frustrated Celtic for long spells and then lost a goal at the end of the game. So if they can do that, I mean, you've said 3 Celtic academy players there. I'd be surprised if 3 academy players are in that starting 11. I really am. I know they're quality players, but if they were to do that, it might just fall into Partick Thistle's hands.
Yeah, well, they're talking about Jack Aitchison, Calvin Miller, Anthony Ralston, Mikey Johnson, a few of them that have impressed. But I mean, that was always the way in your day, Ruffy. If there was good results, managers, especially at the top end, would blood a couple of youngsters. In the lesser games, and I mean, no disrespect to Partick Thistle, but it's top against bottom.
Yes, I know, but you have to be very wary. There's this Partick Thistle went to Hearts, and nobody saw that coming. And for the last 10-15 minutes of that game, Partick Thistle were the team on top and could have won the game. So I think you have to believe, obviously, the young players can go in and handle themselves for the first thing. But I think if too many of them get in there, it's a big night for them, and the nerves might get the better of them.
Yeah, no slip-ups.
I'll wait and see what the team is first. I think obviously the first, if he does play maybe 2, the first team will be on the bench, and if things aren't going well, then it's easy enough just to change it. Yeah,
just one quick thing before the break, talking of young Celtic stars, Karamoko Dembele actually made his debut for England under-15s on Saturday, Ruffy. I just wonder, he's got Ivory Coast as an option, Scotland, England. He's part of a winning England team against Turkey. The English authorities well within their rights to try and do everything just to turn them towards the 3 lines instead of the 1.
Yep, it's going to be a bit of tug of war, and everybody will be anxiously keeping their eye on him year on year. Obviously he's still to develop a wee bit yet, but at the end of the day, you hope he'll be well advised to go to the country that he's going to get games.
Yeah. now with that. well, he looks a special player, Ruffy. I think he might have his choice here if he develops the way he is at the moment.
Yeah, it'd be interesting the way he's thinking. He might think his home nation, you know, is where he should go, because they've got some fantastic players and playing in England just now. So I think we just have to wait and see.
Yeah, okay. We'll keep our fingers crossed that he makes the right decision, and I think we all know what that is. If you live in the best country in the world, why would you want to leave it and wear another shirt? I'm just saying, it's a personal point of view. You might disagree with it. Okay, coming up after the break, Ruffy and me will continue to talk football. We'll talk venues for Scottish Cup ties in the 4th round. That's all to come after the break. Join us if you can. Welcome back to Peter and Ruffy's Football Show here on STV. Alan Ruff is alongside me. We have a couple more shows to go, and then it's specials all the way through the festive period. Hopefully you'll enjoy some of the great interviews, and of course Ruffy and myself look back over the year 2016 in football here in Scotland as well. Some of the highs and lows and some of the classic moments on the programme. We've had more than a few guests, Ruffy, a good few laughs as well. Good few serious points as well, with some very interesting guests over the course of the year.
Yes, we certainly have. I think it's been a great year for football. You have to bring in the international football as well. We had a great time down at Wembley for a week with Scotland. Obviously, the result never went our way, but it was great. The guests weighed on.
Yep, absolutely. Of course, we throughout the whole year discussed on a daily basis, because we're on 6 days a week. Certainly Monday to Friday we discussed the breaking news, the emerging stories. Today I like this story, Ruffy, because you know there was the hullabaloo about Motherwell maybe not being included in the 8 elite youth teams, which is not the case, may I add, but it's certainly part of the blueprint of Project Brave, and I think there was some people kicking up a stink before we've actually got everything set in stone with this Project Brave. And the reason I mention that is because Motherwell's under-20s hammered Aberdeen under-20s today 9-1. Which is good for Stephen Craigan's boys. Listen, I mean, I know Mark McGee made a song and dance about it, but I'm led to believe that, you know, Motherwell's youth plan and the way they, you know, continue to develop their stars, they will be part of this setup. It's still to be moulded into a finished article.
Yeah, I think it's really important. You know, I think that's why Motherwell panicked a wee bit when they thought they weren't going to be in it, because the quality of youngsters that they've got need to be playing against the better youngsters of their age. And that is why they panicked. But I think Motherwell, more than anybody else, has been really at the forefront of promoting young players for years and years now. And I'm going way back to James McFadden. When he was introduced to Motherwell, I thought that it was just a year that they had 4 or 5 players just churning them out, you know, year on year, and it just shows you how important it is to Motherwell, precisely with obviously Mark McGee saying the budget's got to be very carefully manoeuvred. But if you're getting young players like coming through, then it obviously helps them a lot.
Yeah, and Motherwell have got more than a few, but 9-1's never a good scoreline, Ruffy. I don't think Aberdeen are going to win the under-20s league, do you?
No, I don't think so. Not this year anyway.
No. There you are. That's the kind of punditry you pay your licence fee for, if indeed we got any of it, Ruffy. Let's crack on to other issues, and of course, one of the other issues is the SFA have confirmed the venues for the Scottish Cup 4th round ties. Bonnyrigg Rose against Hibs. This will be at Tynecastle. The date is the 21st of January.
It's great. It's great for Bonnyrigg to go there. You know, there will be a big crowd, and that's the kind of venue and the kind of revenue that they're going to get that's going to last them for a long time. And they go there, they enjoy the whole situation. The players will enjoy it, the whole community will enjoy it, and it'll just be a fun day for everybody.
Yeah, great to see Hibs back there in the Cup, of course, because that was the day that I'd completely written them off.
Yeah, I'm sure you won't do that this time.
No, not against Bonnyrigg Rose. No harm to the junior side, but it's certainly going to be, hopefully, the cash that they'll get from it is phenomenal. And over and above that, Albion Rovers against Celtic. That's the 22nd of January. That's going to be played at Airdrie's Excelsior Stadium.
Yep, again, good for Albion Rovers that they got that pass through. That again will bring revenue in. It's a wonderful stadium when it's jam-packed. It'll be a great atmosphere for everybody there concerned.
Yep, a few things that I want to get your thoughts on, Ruffy, because as ever on a day like today, the SFA likely to appeal against this poppy fine which has been handed out. I think all four nations are actually contemplating, the home nations getting together and taking a stance on this. I think basically that's the right thing to do. I mean, the fines total across all four around £80,000, but I think it may well end up in the Court of Arbitration for Sport. Of course, everybody wants, clarification. Is the poppy, a political symbol? And that is the answer that will determine whether, first of all, they're open to the fine, and then whether this is going to be a recurring situation. I think if you could draw a line on it, and just give a definitive statement. Yeah,
I hope they employ a really good lawyer, to fight the case, because as we all know, it was all about respect. It wasn't political at all. So they need to get that message through. I can see, and you're quite rightly, given the view of FIFA, what they're looking at other countries, but this is our country, and this is what we do here. So I think somebody really needs to point, what this was all about, and only a lawyer can do that. Yeah, and if it doesn't go our way, I think we've got to respect that and move on. We did have Patrick Barclay on the show, and he just said at times, it's just posturing. You've got to try and accept both points of view on this, which is why I tried to highlight the FIFA perspective on this one. Nothing of a political nature, no religious beliefs, no banners, with any kind of inflammatory statements that could offend other member countries. Yeah, and the other point as well is nobody's making anybody wear a poppy. If you want to wear a poppy, you wear a poppy. If you don't, everybody should respect everybody's views. Yep, okay then. Now, Lowland League clubs are now the next set of people on the list who say it would be a slap in the face to fast-track Old Firm Colts into the SPFL setup. What's your take on this one, Ruffy? Well, again, just as you said in the last few, we've got to wait until see what is in stone. Everything's just You're hypothetical. Talking, of course, about Project Brave. Yeah, yes. Everything's hypothetical. Nobody's said in stone, right? That's if you want Colts in this league, this is where they're going. Yeah. Let's wait and see. Well, let's deal with the issue then. Yeah. Would it be a slap in the face to the Lowland League clubs? No, I don't think it would be. Why not? Because I think the Lowland clubs are run very well. They're very fully professional, full time. But it's a level of football that I think that the young kids should go in there and experience it. Yeah, well, that's fine. That doesn't answer my question, though. I'm saying to you, is it a slap in the face if the Old Firm Colts teams get in ahead of Lowland League, because the Lowland League clubs want to, continue with the meritocracy? If you are going through the leagues and you win the right to be in the professional league, then you should be selected rather than suddenly fast tracking two teams from Celtic and Rangers. But that's what I'm saying. Let's wait and see what the rules are. I mean, why not just, if you're going to put them in the Lowland League, put them in the Lowland League with nowhere to go. And work their way up. Promotion. No, they don't have to. Why do the Colts need to work their way up? Well, they just stay there if that's the level they're going to play. That's not the issue. You're missing the point here. They want them straight into the SPFL. Yeah, I know that. And somebody's suggesting they go into the Lowland League. Yeah, you think that's the best way? Yeah, I think so, because obviously the member clubs like Stranraer and these clubs are wanting to get promoted up a division. And if the rule is that the Old Firm teams, or whoever it is, Aberdeen, can be promoted, then that's not fair. Yeah, but I think there will be a ceiling point for the Old Firm Colts if they were going into the lower leagues, not the Lowland League, the lower leagues. There would be a ceiling point where you can't get promoted anymore, which I would imagine would be the Championship. Is that not fair? No, I don't think so, because there's teams in these divisions want to be promoted. You know,
Yeah.
they want to progress. You know, why should the Colt teams progress when these teams have been in these leagues for a long time? Like Queen's Park, for a perfect example, they've been in the lower league for a long, long time, and now they've been promoted, and they want to keep that momentum going.
Yeah. So you think it's not a good idea?
No, I think the Colts should go possibly into the Lowland League.
Okay then. Do you accept that there's enough clubs at the moment in the league, or would you like to see it reduced further? You know, 42 clubs is a lot for this country. I just want to quickly get your thoughts
Well,
on that.
we spoke about regional, you know,
Yeah.
but again, I think it's all the clubs have to agree to it rather than one or two.
Okay, what about a word for Ray McKinnon, manager of the month in the Championship for November? Has done a good job there at Dundee United.
Yeah, and a word for Dundee United. I think they're going to make that division really interesting. I think we all thought Hibs were maybe going to run away with that. I don't think that is going to be the case now. I think we're going to have a great fight. That division over the last 2 or 3 years has been fantastic.
Yep, okay, and having a soft spot for Liverpool last night, Ruffy, I rushed home in anticipation of a fantastic, what they were billing it as Mersey Monday, the Merseyside derby between Everton and Liverpool at Goodison Park, and I probably would have been better going for root canal work.
Yeah. It often happens at these big games. We talk them up. We know the players that are on show. We know what it means to both clubs, and you get a dud.
Yeah, and it was a dud. It was absolutely dire, Ruffy.
Yeah, it was shocking. It was just, there was nothing with the amount of players that are on show. It was just one of these ones where you do pick up the paper and look and see what's on the other side.
Yep, absolutely, and that's exactly what I ended up doing. It was absolutely terrible. Okay, from Ruffy and myself, hopefully you've enjoyed the programme. Join us tomorrow, and we will talk more football on STV on Peter and Ruffy's Football Show. Thanks for watching tonight. Good night.